Hello, welcome to Futures Trading Alpha. My name is Dom. I'm a day trader. I've been trading since 2010, the futures market. I'm passionate about it. I love the challenge. I love the fact that every day is different, every month is different, every time of the year is different. I like the unpredictable nature of the markets, and I love to have found a way to being able to establish scenarios and a plan. Now, the plan doesn't work all the time. It's not 100%. There are losses, there are winning days and losing days. It's not a science. It's not math. It's not perfect. I'm not a super large organization with lots of capital and solutions and people working. I'm just a guy on his own, trading from home with a good setup and a sound view of what I'm doing. Now, I just want to share through a series of video what I'm looking at, what I use, how I establish a plan, and the way of thinking. This is not meant to be the unique way to do things. You can ultimately do whatever you want. And I'm sure there are other ways to work which probably work as well. But let's say this is what has been working for me. This is where I feel comfortable. It also makes sense intellectually, as far as I'm concerned, as far as the logic behind it goes. And the way I trade here is really using order flow. So order flow used to be fairly unique back when I started 15 years ago, and it increasingly became a sort of buzzword, and a lot of traders and training companies and so on starting to use that. But it sounds very technical, but really is just looking at, as the name states, looking at the flow of orders on the market throughout the day, look at the footprint and effectively the prints that it leaves behind, the lines in the sand, and try to assess whether, taking all the context into account, whether the market is likely to go one way or another. Now, very often it could be going in the right direction for you at some point and then reverse or not at all straight from the start. And this is all about being able to establish a scenario. What if it goes in that direction? Where do I think it will go and what do I do? What's my plan? Inversely, if you go in the other direction, again, what's my plan? Where is it likely to get to? And what do I do if it goes to one way or another, effectively? That's so it's not so much about taking a side, so to speak, but it's much more taking both sides, looking at both sides of the coin, and really being able to have a plan, establish a plan, avoid anything too large in terms of a loss if the plan doesn't work, and being able to detect very early on that this is not a working trade, and inversely being able to stick to a winning one until the full potential has been achieved is possible. Doesn't always work, but at least this is a good, sound way and logical way as well to look at the market and to be able to take positions. Now, I'm going to start a series of videos, some dailies, some weeklies. This is going to be very informal. I'm just sharing what I do, what I look at, and going to try to explain a bit more why I'm looking at this and what's the thinking behind it and what we're looking at. I've done a 10 or so videos over 3 years ago, I think was the latest one. And I just want to share this again. I mean, it's Jan 2025. I know there are a lot of trainings out there which, cost a bit of money, and quite frankly, for the good ones, it's not such a large amount of money. If you think about it, any business that you would start would require you to have a starting minimum capital. And when I see quality training courses, which require to be 3 or 4 grand to be trained, that doesn't necessarily, I don't find it overly shocking if it's quality, because pretty much any business you would start, you need a few grand or so to start and have decent equipment as well. So obviously you want to use specific platforms and data and have a decent PC and screen and have a setup. It doesn't need to be a training floor at home, but at least have a minimal setup, which means you will be comfortable, things will work, and we'll have a nice overview of what you need to look at. So I just want to share all of this. I'm going to do this series of videos. I still do some one-to-one training sessions and some small group training sessions as well, but really here is just to share and explain a little bit more. And past videos which I've done are still very valid, but effectively it's they were just snapshots, I suppose, of daily trading, and I'm sure if you start from scratch, you probably need more, understand more and more explanation. So that's what will be aiming to do. The initial years of me starting to want to be day trading were really hard. There is a lot of material out there, loads of smoke and mirror, lots of shortcuts, lots of magical solutions, which of course aren't. And aside from the time spent on it, a lot of people realize after a while they just spend a few £100 or a few $100 or whatever the case is, but and they give up. And of course, giving up is 100% guarantee that this won't work. So I just want to help you to look at something at least that is tangible, at least it works. It doesn't need to be the unique solution. You can make your own strategy from that, using part of that, other parts from something else that you're looking at that works. It's all fine, and that's what you should do, really. But I just want to share, because I think it's very often, there are very good quality videos out there if you look on YouTube, but they can be already assumed that you've had a certain level of knowledge. And I just want to recap a little bit from scratch what's the foundations and what you need to know before you even get there. Finally, please feel free to share, comment, ask questions. Again, this is not meant to be unique and to be the only and best solution. This is just what I do. If you don't like it, it's absolutely fine. If you do want to take part of it, that's great. If I can help, that's fantastic. Don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel. I mean, my aim is not so much to be a YouTuber here, but I suppose, if there are people like it, it's a good way to show that you're liking it is to subscribe. And then you can also be alerted and follow what I post every day. And I'd be really happy to help, if I can and when I can and where I can, and share the knowledge and help you to be on one of the right tracks. So thank you very much, and I hope to be interacting with you very soon.